Today we're going to make a new banana cocktail, and it's based on a banana cocktail that I've actually never even tried before. Last year I was at the Royal Hawaiian in Laguna Beach, and there was a drink on the menu that piqued my interest. According to the menu, the Banana Smuggler is a buttery tropical pleasure with Smith & Cross rum, Stiggins pineapple rum, banana liqueur, banana puree, and a Madeira wine reduction. It sounded very tasty, but most interesting was the lack of acid. No fruit juices, at least not on the menu at least. The Madeira would provide some acidity, and if you reduced it, you'd be getting even more, but not as much as from a lemon or a lime juice. Now, just to reiterate, I don't know anything else about this drink, and there could have been other juice or another acid of some kind in there. When I ordered the drink, they were out of something and they couldn't make it. So I ordered something else, which was great, but the Banana Smuggler just stuck in my mind for the months after. I tried to make something similar with a Madeira wine reduction and came up with some interesting drinks, but since I had never had that original drink, there was no reference to what that one was supposed to taste like. Also, as a matter of what kind of interests me, taking cocktails off of a menu, recreating them or sharing them here is not something that's super appealing to me. If a recipe is printed or it's in a book or shared online or something, that's one thing. But on the menu from a newer bar or restaurant, I'm okay if they have some secrets still. So instead of recreating a drink I had never had before, I wanted to take that idea of a drink with no fruit juice and no acid, and then use a reduction of my own with another wine product. Naturally, I made a Cocchi Americano reduction because I love Cocchi Americano, and this reduction is delicious. It's reduced by 2/3 and it's acidified. I bumped up the acidity to replicate lemon juice and made it with twice as much acid as a lemon. Now, my thinking here and why I did that was you could just use a half an ounce of this reduction, and that would equal about 1 ounce of lemon juice. Now, the main reason for that was to conserve Cocchi, as when you start reducing this by 2/3, it gets pretty expensive in the drinks that you're making very quickly. I don't know the exact acidity of Cocchi Americano. I asked them, and I don't think that their social media person even knew how to get that answer. So my guess was based upon some assumptions about other wines, other aromatized wines, when I was acid adjusting this. But after I went to all that work to make the reduction, which is a pain to do, I figured I should taste test it against a drink using the unreduced Cocchi. So I made one cocktail with a half an ounce of the Cocchi reduction and one with 1.5 ounces of the unreduced normal Cocchi Americano. Now, it turned out the unreduced Cocchi was just as good, maybe even slightly better than the one with the reduction. When making it with the normal Cocchi Americano, I used 5 milliliters of my acid adjuster solution. I did a whole video on this last year, which I'll put a link to in this description. Essentially, if you add 1 milliliter of this to every ounce of anything, it'll increase the acidity by 1%. I ended up using 5 milliliters of this because I knew that the Cocchi was somewhat acidic already, and I was trying to get to a target of about 6% acid, kind of replacing a lemon or a lime juice in a cocktail. But as I'm making sure cocktails here, and I think about the hurdles and adaptability that comes along with that. If it's a drink with 3 to 4 obscure ingredients that are hard to find or difficult to make, maybe a handful of you will make them. But if I can make it a little bit easier, maybe a couple hundred of you might be able to make these. So the big ask on this one is the banana puree, which is not easy to find even though it's the Royal brand. This one is very good. And while I tried to make my own, it was just kind of disgusting. The bananas turn brown and kind of oxidize very quickly. They don't mix in a drink that well. As I thought about this more, if the big ask here is getting the banana puree, then maybe it makes sense to use lemon or lime juice instead of that acid adjusting solution. Now, I tried it with lemon juice and it worked just as well as if you were not using it and using the acid solution. And that's basically the roundabout way and the story of how I got to the Banana Bootlegger, a drink that's inspired by the Banana Smuggler from the Royal Hawaiian, but will definitely taste nothing like it. And my ultimate intention here was really not to copy that original recipe either, but to make something new and different, taking some inspiration from the menu there at the Royal Hawaiian. And I'm also just trying to force Cocchi Americano into more tiki and tropical cocktails, and there will be at least one more coming up in the near future as well. For the Banana Bootlegger, you'll need vanilla Angostura bitters, lemon juice, banana puree, banana liqueur, Smith & Cross rum, pear nubes, Cocchi Americano, and soda water. Now, if you're making this at home, Feel free to use whatever you want. Regular Angostura bitters, you could change up the rums. The Smith & Cross is here to kind of bolster that banana flavor, and the Paranubas I'm using just to offer some like sharp, punchy, flavorful rum and give some of that like grassy earthiness. But you could go lighter here. You could really do whatever you want to do. The main thing here is Cocchi Americano, banana, and rum in a cocktail. So we'll build that right now in a drink mixer tin with 2 dashes of vanilla Angostura bitters, 1 ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of banana puree, 1/4 ounce of banana liqueur, 1 ounce of Smith & Cross rum, half an ounce of Paranubas, 1.5 ounces of Cocchi Americano, and 1 ounce of soda water. We're gonna flash blend it. So there you go, the Banana Bootlegger. Let's try it. Now, obviously it's my cocktail, so I'm biased here, but I think it's great. I've sort of worked on this off and on over the last 6 months. I put it to Minnie in the Make and Drink Discord to make this themselves. And one of the issues that kept coming up was the drink was just kind of too sweet with the banana puree and the banana liqueur. So I've kind of tweaked it because of that. But really, you would think that this would be a super banana cocktail. Banana puree, banana liqueur, Smith & Cross, even the Paranubas there, sort of like heightening up that banana flavor. But really, it's not. The Cocchi Americano really comes through. And what makes it so unique and different is you get that quinine sharpness that you can only really get from something like a tonic or a Cocchi Americano. I don't think the lemon juice even flavors the drink that much, but you're getting the acidity there without, too much. Lime juice, I've tried it with that too, and I like the cleanness of the lemon juice a little more. I think it, plays off of the cleanness of the Cocchi Americano. This is not the first cocktail that I've made here that's kind of original, but I do think this is the first one that is worth anything. It's the first one that I had many people, dozens of people, sort of give me feedback on. And it's good to get other people involved and take feedback, but I think it's also important to remember that everyone has their own preferences, everyone has their own biases, and you got to kind of remember what you're trying to accomplish. If you're looking at a full menu of drinks, it's not always going to be about your favorite rum and your favorite flavor profile or the person that you're having try it. If you're trying to fit something into a certain slot of the menu, then you got to kind of work with that. And for this one, it was really banana Cocchi Americano. That comes through the most. But if you want to try this, if you want to change up anything in here, have at it. It's kind of just a template to make something using Cocchi Americano and a banana puree and liqueur. So if you do try this, let me know in the comments below. If you've ever had something similar to this, let me know in the comments below. I do want to hear your feedback. So that's it, the Banana Bootlegger, an original cocktail inspired by one on the menu at the Royal Hawaiian in Laguna Beach. If you've had that one, let me know. I'm not anticipating it tastes anything like this one, but that's where the inspiration came from. So thanks to everyone who kind of helped me get through this. That's friends and family, as well as the Make and Drink Discord community. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like below. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to support this channel more, go check out the Patreon page for more. See you in the next one.